Life can be tough, almost impossible. Yet sometimes the right things come together at the right time, and it can feel like magic, like something almost divine and unexplainable. My life has been difficult, but it's not without those moments that left me speechless. I must have been 11 or 12 when my mother broke her arm. It was a bad break, so I was back into foster care for me and my sisters, while she recovered in the hospital. I don't remember which foster family it was. I just remember that one day the foster mother sat down in front of their computer and asked me to tell her a story. She said that she was going to transcribe what I said. This was around the time that I started reading books, so the idea that I could create my own story was unbelievable. The first story was terrible and restricted by her strict religious upbringing. Yet, I could still remember pouring out my mind and watching her type it. I guess it was magical to me because creating that story was something mine, something no one could take away from me. That brings me to my next magical moment. At one point, during this time of foster care, things got rough. The foster parents' super religious rules were grating, so I called up Jordan, a friend of mine. He came to take me over to his house for the weekend. It was a snowy night, and the full moon was high in the sky as we made our way down the dark, windy roads that led to his home. That's when he turned to me and smiled. He said, "Watch this." He switched off his headlights, and I saw something I had never seen before or since. The mixture of full moon and fresh snow made the world explode with a shimmering white light. It was as though it was daytime, except the snow that was falling shimmered like sparkling fairies. In the distance, I saw a family of deer hopping through the forest. It was incredible. My description can't do it justice. My family moved around a lot as I was growing up. One of the places we moved to was at the top of this large hill. I remember playing outside, feeling completely safe in this small community. It was an overcast day when we got the notice that a tornado was approaching. My mom wanted us to come in, but I stood at the top of the hill hoping to catch a glimpse of that force of nature. I remember the air getting heavy. There was a pressure in my ears and the wind was accelerating. I could feel electricity on my skin. The sky changed from gray to light maroon that grew more red as time passed. I never did see that terrible storm, but I'd never felt anything like it. There is nothing more magical than Mother Nature's wrath. While I was in middle school, my niece and nephew were born. Their mother, uninterested in caring for them, left them with my mother. As their uncle, I wanted to share with them something that was important to me. I wanted to introduce them to a world that had changed my life. So I began reading to them. Most times they didn't listen, too busy goofing off and playing with toys. Yet there were times when their eyes would go wide and their toys forgotten. Times when I could bring them into worlds of fantastic travels and over-the-top characters. I will never forget how that made me feel. More recently, the moments that I consider magical have been happening more often. I think that's because of you all. This YouTube adventure has been the greatest. It has opened doors for me that I never thought possible. I just want you all to know that to me, you've all made my life more magical, as corny as that sounds. Thanks so much. I know this video isn't scary, but the next video will scare your pants off, so be ready. See you Tuesday.